Hi, my name is Diana Roberts, and I'll be discussing the movie Children of a Lesser God.
This movie was released in 1986 and shows an accurate portrayal of a love story about a speech teacher who falls for a beautiful girl who is deaf. This movie takes place in a specialist school for the deaf, and the main characters in the movie are James Leeds and Sarah Norman. James Leeds is one of the speech teachers for the upper school students at the specialist school for the deaf. Sarah Norman is a former pupil of the school and now works as a custodian at the school. Unlike some of the other students at the school who have a residual hearing, Sarah is profoundly deaf. The community of the deaf and residual hearing is very diverse. The word deaf usually refers to an individual with very little or no functional hearing. According to the Individuals with Education Act, it is a hearing impairment that is so severe that the child is impaired in processing linguistic information through hearing with or without amplifications. Residual hearing refers to an individual who has a mild to moderate hearing loss. People with residual hearing usually cannot hear sounds that are below a certain frequency. Both people who identify as deaf or have residual hearing use techniques to help them communicate. These communication skills include the American Sign Language, lip reading, and speaking. In the movie, Sarah never learns to speak or read lips. She relies on the American Sign Language as her only method of communication. James tries to teach Sarah how to read lips and speak, but Sarah refuses to learn until others learn to speak her language of sign language. There is a constant struggle of communication in James and Sarah's relationship, but James eventually learns from Sarah and understands her choice of not to learn to speak or read lips. James and Sarah agree that they will compromise by meeting in a place not in silence and not in sound, but a place where they will be unified as one. I thought it was interesting how James was able to take what he learned from Sarah's choice of not learning to speak or read lips and apply it to his classroom. He learned to respect everyone's choice of communication techniques and help all of the students in the techniques that they want. James is much more understanding and accommodating in his classroom after meeting Sarah. I learned from this movie that people without a disability often have a hard time understanding the perspective of a person with a disability, such as a hearing loss. For example, James could not understand why Sarah would not want to leave the comforts of her school and not learn other communication techniques. Thanks for listening.